Silver Star presents right about now. We are here in the place. Some know her as Anna from Savlamar, but most of us know her as Sevana.
Thank you so much for having me. Go see Big Up Yourself.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm tired. You know, the day start early, but you know, this is what it is. This is the work we have to do. So, but I'm feeling very excited to be in the UK.
Mm-hmm. And I know UK is a place that really, appreciates you.
Look so. So.
I remember. Sorry.
That's all right.
I do remember Islington, O2. Mm-hmm. That must have been was that 2017?
One of them, 2017, 2018, but it definitely wasn't 2019.
Yeah. Them time there, you came and done. Was that your first solo performance in the UK?
I think so.
Yes, I remember you told me it was your first time in the UK.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was a very intimate show.
That must have been 2018 then. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, 2018.
It was 2017.
It's 2017. Yeah. That would have been my first time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's been quite a journey. I remember your first EP, Bit Too Shy.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, it was called Sevana, but it featured that song.
Yeah.
Bit Too Shy. That was released 10 years ago, 2015. You're like, would we call you a mini veteran?
A veteran, you know?
A mini veteran.
Wow.
How does it feel?
Crazy. I need more songs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, I have like 19 songs. My catalog is 19 songs.
Okay.
We need more songs than that. Mm-hmm. Wow, I'm a veteran. 10 years is veteran time.
See it there?
Crazy, wow. Time flying, man.
How do you feel your journey has been over those 10 years?
Oh, my goodness. As I said, I need more songs. I mean, it's been tumultuous, right? I think that my journey has been unique in a lot of ways. I've faced very public tribulations. I've dealt with very private tribulations as well. And so I think for me, it's just time to one foot in front of the other, build a momentum, get the work out there, get it going, keep acting, keep singing, keep releasing music. But I'm proud of my journey. I'm still here. I'm still pushing. I'm motivated. I have people around me who love me and support me. And so that's all I can really ask for, We can talk about what coulda, woulda, shoulda, but ultimately I'm grateful to still be here, to keep evolving, to keep making music that I love, and to be able to talk to ones like you, who've always supported me. So.
Okay, blessings. Do you spend a lot of time recording music? Are you in the studio a lot?
Yes. Yeah. I have albums worth of music, right? With everybody from Daseka to Tessellated to Kelsey Gonzalez of the Free Nationals. I have to Panther, right? I have a lot of music. So I never stop writing. Never stop writing.
So what's the reason why a lot of it doesn't see the light of day?
Well, as I said, personal tribulations, public tribulations, a lot, financial reasons as well.
Oh, yeah, of course.
You need a lot of support and structure to be able to put music out. And I believe that, Jamaica doesn't necessarily has the structure. So we're punching above our weight class in many ways, in that we don't have an industry really. We have some artists who come together in a unified manner to try to push out some works, which is great, right? But that's really what we have. We have different mini communities of artists. We don't have the grants that you can get access to. As we know, streaming doesn't pay that much, so that you're not seeing that much money. And if you're anything like me, who grew up in an impoverished background, or you're the main breadwinner for your family, so you have people that take care as well as your own life, and putting out music, and music expensive, right? You have to always get a visa to come out of Jamaica. That's money, right? You have to pay for the plane fare. Then when you reach, you have to pay for travel. You have to pay for stay. You have to pay for equipment. If it is that you're doing a show, you have to pay for the band where you sing with. If you're not playing with the band, you have to pay the DJ. It's a lot. It's a lot, and you need a lot of help to do that. And if you're not high functioning, then things are gonna be delayed, right? And then if other things are happening in your life as well, you need time to recover. So
I hear you.
Yeah.
Well, I know that you've set up your own record label.
I have.
Good Hate Z Music.
Yes.
Tell me about the label.
Right, so it's called Good Hurts Music. The HZ.
Hurts.
No, man, you're good, man. HZ is for, if you know about the abbreviation for frequency.
Yeah.
Right? So when I say Good Hurts Music, I mean I'm creating music that's good, first of all, so it's quality. Right? It's going to bring you good vibes. It's going to be high vibrational, right? And then also the intention is that it also supports good ethics, so good business practices. So that is that's why I created Good Hurts, to represent all of these different things. And so I'm just going to be releasing my music through Good Hurts,
through your own label and
through my own label,
independently doing your thing.
Yep.
All right.
But big up to all my supporting teams though. Seed,
course.
right, is my distribution company. I work with them. They took up when we just established Good Hurts. They signed an agreement with me, right, as Good Hurts to put out my music, and they do an incredible job, right? Big up Tiffany, who does PR. Big up my lawyer. So we're independent in that we don't have no big label budget like that, but there's people, there's resources around. Ones like Shawnee B, right, who helped me put the store together, like and bring on Amo Forget Hair and Hounds. Ones like you, right, who are always reaching out and supporting and encouraging.
Always.
Yeah, so the platforms are all over. Ones like David Rodigan, right? Who never stopped support yet. Asks Mommy, I do, what you working on now? Like, you want to come on the show? Things like that. It's
okay.
I think obviously I can't do this by myself. So when we say independent, it doesn't mean that I'm out here doing every single thing by myself.
No man or woman is an island.
Exactly. You cannot do it by yourself. And I don't want to. I want to have people around me who believe in what I'm doing. I believe in what they're doing. And we just keep pushing forward together,
All right. So your last release, like as in a compilation of work, was the Be Somebody EP.
Yeah,
that was 2020.
2020.
Yeah, 5 years ago. Since then, we've seen some of the releases on the Good Hurts music label.
Yep.
From Allow Me.
Yep.
To Keep Going.
Yep.
And then the new smash, Need
Me. Yeah.
Tell me about Need Me, which is the one that we're currently been blazing on the show.
Yeah, no, Need Me is honestly one of my favorite songs. Tessellated is the producer. He co-produced it with Joe Davis. Hey.
Big up Tessellated, who's here as well.
Listen to me, no one. They're geniuses, right? Joe Davis is basically a fetus, right? And his brain, when it comes to how he listens to music and interpret it, so inspiring. I love them so much. They're like my brothers, right? So Tessellated was the first one though, and play middle phrase for Need Me, the main phrase that you're hearing throughout the song. And just off of that alone, I wrote the whole song.
Okay.
It was basically a freestyle, right? And I didn't change any lyrics after that. And then, him and Joe developed the beat around it, and so you have what you have now. Yeah, so the idea was that, I wanted a big chorus because my icon,
voice.
Yeah, man, thank you. Big voice, but also my icons are Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston, Celine Dion, Anita Baker, right, and those ones. So I wanted to bring in that soul element as usual with a big chorus, big voice, stretch out, right, and then for the what name that verses, I want it to be really more so DJ-esque, right, because people don't know me to be DJing that much, but it felt appropriate to the beat at the time. And I wrote it really quickly. I think it was like 15 minutes or something.
Oh, wow.
Like that.
Wow.
Yeah, man. And
what is it? When you get into that creative flow,
when you're in the flow, it just, all you need is just the inspiration to hit you, and you just write like it's nothing. So, I wrote it to my loved ones, right? These are the people who continuously support me, who I really would not be here without them, right? I've been able to lean on them in the toughest of times, and so I'm saying to them, if you ever need me, I will be there for you.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah.
All right. And we know that, obviously from your time on Digicel, Rising Stars, solo success on global stages.
Yeah.
What would you say is the most defining moment in your journey so far?
Oh my God. Maybe this. Maybe coming to the UK and being able to headline 3 shows, or however many shows. I'm really grateful for that. I haven't done this before. My first tour was, shortly after I released the EP, which was 2017, I believe, right? And I had a
that
few
was
shows.
the Savannah EP.
Yeah, and I had several shows across Europe, but it was no headline. I was on festivals, right?
Yeah.
So this is my first effort like this in all of my career, where I'm headlining and I have an opener, and everybody that is rallying around me to make it happen. So I've never experienced this before. So to me, this is huge, right? Obviously, too, the Bob Marley biopic is a huge moment as well.
Yeah, I was going to touch on that.
Yeah, man, to audition and get through. That to me, I'll never forget it. I learned a lot about big, massive scale production. I met a lot of just beautiful people as well. From that I'm still friends with, the big movie stardom.
Yes.
And
big up to Lashana Lynch.
She's a queen. Lashana is a queen.
I didn't even know she was Jamaican until
she's so professional. Yeah, it's a proper. She talk patois and everything.
Yeah.
Right? Even though everybody in London kind of talk patois still. So
yeah, we know.
But she's a proper, like her mother.
Yeah, she grew with it. Yeah.
She had her mother on set, and she's a real streets woman. But also I want to say Mango, right? It was a massive moment for me.
It was
I think it is my biggest song, but it's also my most commercial in terms of being on MTV and BET and different things, right? And that's a video that I wrote the script for and co-directed. So, people like what we do. I don't know. Bit Too Shy also, it keeps growing. Bit Too Shy. That's the thing. Like, it has not stopped since it came out. And so I don't know. Maybe I think maybe also it will be like one of them to sneak up, because how songs have like a second wind. Bit Too Shy is not slowing down, so it's one of my favorite songs, and I think it continues to be a highlight because everybody will listen to it, love it immediately, right? Whether them just know it today or them know it from when it just released. So
I think the secret is it's one of those timeless songs that you could play it. It came out 10 years ago.
It did,
but 2025 you play it and it's like it was just made, and it's one of those it's got that classical sound to it. That. So we do love that song, Bit Too Shy.
Thank you.
Miss Savannah, our special guest here on Silver Star Presents.
Yes.
So you did mention about the Bob Marley biopic, One Love. Last time you were here we did speak about your acting credentials.
Yes.
How did you actually land that role as Judy Moore in the movie?
Okay, so I'll tell you the whole story. I've been acting, I want to say officially, since 2017. I did other things before that. As a teenager, once I moved into Kingston, I did do every work I could do, right? And so
you got the talent, obviously.
Thank you so much. And so in 2017, a director, I guess, saw me and thought that I could fit a particular role. So they asked me to come and audition. It was the lead for a mini web series called Losing Patience, right? And it aired on the national television in Jamaica, TVJ, right?
Okay.
And so that was my first lead, but it was nothing on the scale of a Bob Marley movie. Since then, I've done a lot of directorial things, writing scripts, co-directing. Well, I said directing. And just small time things, right? And still give thanks for that because it helped build my resume. And so I think the film industry was aware, right? A couple of directors were aware that I was doing that work, even though I was never really putting it out because my dad say, well, my platform is really for music, and if them find out, which no, I look back and I'm like, that don't make no sense. Everything that you're good at, you're supposed to be celebrating and talking about. But yeah, so 2021, thank you. So 2021 came around, and the people who knew, and such, I received an email from a casting. It was actually from Paramount, Paramount Casting, yeah.
Okay.
And them say, send in your audition tape for Rita Marley.
Oh.
Right? So, me sending my audition tape, and then them say, audition again, send in the next one. So I said, all right, I climb up the ladder, because when you have to do multiple auditions,
That means
it means that they're
you're
interested.
considering- Yeah, yeah.
Shortly after that, I saw Miss Lasana Lynch announce that she got it, and I was like, that is fair. This woman is a star. She's been acting from whoever was a boy, right?
19
And so
and-
yeah, so I was like, okay, that makes sense. And I never feel no way, but I was just like, all right, cool. Well, the next thing I'll come in, because I've been auditioning, right? The casting agency reached out again, KBC, and they said, are you interested in auditioning for the part of Judy Mowat? And so I
Okay.
said, absolutely. The director for the Bob Marley biopic was in Jamaica, and they were at the Bob Marley studio, Tough Gong. And so I went down there, auditioned, and 3 days later they called me and told me I got the part.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. And I know you were in the UK filming.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It was rough. It was the cold in the winter. Woo.
you come at the work.
Really.
Not like now. Now we're like approaching summer, almost in summer.
Yeah,
so it's kind of decent.
It is, and I just would not. I don't want to do it. But yeah, and since then I have been casted in the upcoming series Inheritance, right?
Okay.
Which is like I can't really tell you what it is about still, but it shows my range in terms of, I'm doing my own stunts in that, right?
Okay.
And
right.
then my
Go on.
latest, and that's directed by Storm Salter. So Inheritance, directed by Storm Salter.
Okay.
And then the latest film is called Threads of Us, that I am playing the lead for. It is a Canadian-Jamaican independent feature film, right? And it follows the story of two factory workers who fall in love, but they have to navigate the system of things in Jamaica, and what that means in terms of freedom. I can't give it too much, but
Yeah.
it's directed by Michael Kushney, written by Donisha Prendergast, and so I'm excited for people to see that one. It's out shortly. I'm gonna be talking about it soon, right after this tour finishes. So you'll see me talk about it on socials, but. Yeah, I have an acting coach that I work with. It's something that I'm actively investing in. I do auditions all the time. And so I'm just grateful to be able to tell stories through all these different formats, right?
Yeah.
Because
Music,
all of it is
film.
art, right? Music is my first love and always will be. It's my core, but I'm grateful I get to, also be in these different spaces.
Yeah, in these spaces, doing your thing. Showing off your talents, the many that you do possess. So
thank you.
Big up to you, Sevana. And I know that one thing that I always see you pushing online is your stylist, who is your brother, Fred Designs. And
why?
Tell me about, all of the clothing that you wear and all of the fashion, and you're a bit of a fashionista.
Thank
when
you.
It comes to this
I'm
thing.
wearing his pants right now.
See it there?
No, so Fred Designs is really more than my stylist. Actually, when it comes down to the finishing details, that's more on me. But he designs the clothes from scratch.
Mad.
He goes out, he sources the material. He says, Shari, I think this is going to work. If we do this, we could put two bow up on the back of the pants. Say, you need to have a suit series. Right? So we're going to do a suit series for the year. These are going to be the looks. These are going to be the different formats in which a suit could potentially appear. So if you realize this year, it's more so looking like office wear, right? And that's on purpose.
Because I've seen the promo for the Need Me tour.
Exactly.
And like
exactly. And
like
even for the Need Me promo video, where I'm in the street, I'm in like a two-piece, and you see that I have the vest on, the tie, like an office shirt. Some of these things you couldn't really wear in an office, but that's also part of the storytelling too, where it's like being an artist, even though I am at work, I am in my office everywhere I go, I have certain liberties. So my skirt can be, above the knee a little bit too much, or I don't have to have the jacket because it's not entirely formal. So it's telling the story of she's at work, right? I work, we at work, and she can we a jerk. So but that was all Tread Design's concept. My brother Davin, real life sibling, same mother, same father. So it was his idea. So this year you'll see a suit, quote unquote, in many different ways. So most recently, I had a take on the cat suit, and it was Shams, right, who ended up making it, but it was Davin's concept as well, in terms of it's a cat suit with a tie, You know what I'm saying? So it's still a suit
Okay.
in sense of and then bringing in the tie into
The
it.
tie on it, which is something that we don't see. I don't think I see.
Right. So like a cat suit and tie, and you see me in the jacket and the blazers, and you know, maybe you have a little cleavage, maybe you don't. You know, it's just different takes on what a suit could mean. So one of the most brilliant people I know, and he just happens to be my brother. You know, I definitely don't give up praises just because. But genuinely so grateful to be working with him.
And
you know,
are some of these designs available
online for purchase? I could say maybe I'll have a little collection come out with the album. You know,
Okay.
We've talked about it, and so that's something that we're hoping to do. And he also wants to release a collection this year.
Okay.
Right, so just look out for it. I mean, he's unstoppable. You know, I think he's gonna take over the design world in Jamaica, right? Especially since he's established Tread Designs. Yeah, so I'm so excited for him. I'm so inspired by him. Just my favorite person in the world, really.
See it there.
Yeah.
Big up, bro.
Yeah.
You mentioned album.
Yep, I did.
Well, go on.
Well, you know, my lead up to an album. I don't have an album. I have 2 EPs,
I know.
so I need a full length body of work. I think that's the next level, right? That's me going to the next level.
And you got the music already.
And I
put
have the
down.
music. And so I'm just releasing these singles, continuing to build momentum, going to the festivals, doing these shows, Canada, New York, etc. Just doing that for the rest of the year, opening for some greats. And so, I'm just hoping to lead up to that album for next year, you know?
Next year, 2026.
2026.
Okay. And, you know, some of the producers on the album, maybe you can give away.
I could tell you that Kelsey Gonzalez of Free Nationals, he'll be a producer, right? Shawnee B will probably be a producer on the album as well.
I was going to say, because you see that tune that Shawnee done a few years ago, yo, we don't stop playing it.
Yeah? Is it one of your favorites too?
Yeah, man. Sometime Love.
Sometime Love.
Yeah,
man.
Big tune.
You know what say? The thing with Sometime Love, when Sometime Love drop, people never know. People they think say Beyonce. People they think say Beyonce. I mean, I said, me sound so much like Beyonce too.
Wow.
Yeah, because it was honestly outside of Bit Too Shy in Jamaica, especially. It's one of the songs I'm known the most for, you know. And me never did expect it, to be honest. But when I go out, people will ask me, "Oh, yeah, how come I not sing Sometime Love?" So I know I've had to include it in the set.
Yeah,
so Jamaicans request Sometime Love when we go road go play. So it's people really love it. I don't know.
Yeah, we do love it around here, especially on Silver Star Presents.
Big up Silver Star.
Obviously the tour is taking place. So London, Tuesday the 17th.
The 17th of June at Bush Hall.
Yeah.
And then we have Manchester the 18th of June. That's the Blues Kitchen. And then the 19th of June it concludes in Birmingham, right, at Hare and Hounds. So it's a live band presentation. Tessellated will be opening for me. We're going to have a meet and greet at the end of the show. So you don't need a special ticket cost to get the meet and greet. I just want to make sure for the people who've continued to support me through the years, right? That I have an opportunity to just say thank you. You know, we sell our one blows and sign a name, or maybe even sign something that you bring. We take a picture just to show the appreciation, because it means a lot to me. So.
And definitely people appreciate that, you know, when the artists don't feel like they're too big, or they just want to show the love back.
Listen, the only reason I'm able to eat and take flights is because people are supporting my music or have some kind of investment in some way where they're like, you know what, we see what you're doing, we believe in it, let's help you. So I have to show my gratitude.
Silver Star, people love the way you roll.